Greetings, loves. Welcome to Soul Search. Shireen, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share, subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you turn on that notification bell. All right, guys. Y'all remember Flint? Flint, Michigan, 10 years ago. Dirty water. Just did a video on it last night. This was their 10-year anniversary of the whole thing happening. All right, make sure you do your research into that. All right, I will be continuing to talk about that amongst other things, right? But it seemed like everybody forgot about Flint. All right, but that's not cool. We can't let them do that. Okay, we're going to have to bring Flint back into remembrance. They still need serious help. All right, they still need serious help. Now, shout out to the channel 810 Flint. That is where this video is coming from. And this is a very recent meeting with Tonya Burns. Getting in somebody's what? Hey. Let's go. 10 years. You don't have to wait.
Please start the timer.
Y'all supposed to hold the correct people accountable and get them on up out of there and get these people some clean pipes, clean water, and everything else that they need for the things they have suffered as a result of this. Water is what? A right for everybody. Are we serious right now? Y'all just rocking out like, well, you know, wasn't that important. Or you just forgot about it. You can focus on more than one thing at a time, but you're going to have to be effective and you're going to have to multitask. All right? Okay, let's go. Stop the clock. It's not her fault that she can't even begin to speak when there's a lot of noise. See, it's always a lot of pettiness going on when it comes down to a lot of things, but especially when it comes down to being in office and politics and all that. Hey, positions of power, you know, lots of money you can get your hands on, so on and so forth. But listen, the only way you gonna be treated like you need to be treated and get what you need in your community is to stay on their head. It's the only way.
Can you please put it back at 2:45? Thank you. You all need to stop yelling out because I'm going to start her time. So we've got one of two options here. You all can choose to stop yelling out, or we will clear the chambers. That's it.
You cannot clear the chambers. You don't have that authority.
That's it.
Madam Clerk, please start my time.
City Clerk, pardon me.
Start my time. And she does not have the authority to put people out of these chambers. She needs to learn the Robert rules.
No.
Read them and comprehend them.
I need everybody to stop being disorderly. Chill out, Rich. Okay, and as soon as everyone is done being disorderly, do not approach the city clerk. Do not give the city clerk directives.
Point of order. He can approach the clerk. There's no rule.
Do not approach the clerk. You cannot give her directives. 3 minutes.
Point of order.
What's your point?
The lady on the back wall is being disorderly, yelling out. She needs a warning.
Who's yelling out?
I think Jasmine, you want to say formally on the Stanley?
Jasmine, would you please refrain from yelling out? Thank you.
Point of order.
Yes, ma'am. What's your point, Ms. Winfrey Carter? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Let's restart the clock. So the councilwoman Burns can,
When you start screaming out, I'm glad you will, because they have to come to order first.
Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down so they can start at 3 minutes over.
sit your butt down. You sit down. Right, you sit down. Everybody sit your ass down, Rick. You in the way.
This is chaos. This is chaos, but I don't know how we can expect it not to be. I don't know how we can expect it not to be. Wow.
Sit your ass down.
All right, Madam Clerk, would you please put the 3 minutes on the clock? Go ahead and start.
First of all, I want to say, Madam Clerk, I am Tonya Burns, elected, not appointed, not interim of the 6th Ward. I will finish serving my 30 days, which is illegal, by the ways, but I'm going to watch some of you serve time in prison. No longer wonder who turned you into the FBI or to the Office of Inspector General. It was me. I'm one of the people who did it. So you don't have to worry about that. You cannot vote on your own resolutions. But Candace, I'm going to say this. You brought your $300,000 up here as if someone owed you something, and the administration turned their back on you yet again. Mayor Neely not only fired you, but then he turned around to make sure your $300,000 you were not going to get, and that it was illegal. They said, we did not vet it. We did not sign off. We have nothing to do with this. We do not support this. And yes, I did call Stephanie at the Freshwater Future, which is, it has only been 18 months that they are serving as your fiduciary. That is a problem. You're supposed to serve the public, but getting back to business, because you always want to go after the residents. You can't clear the chambers. You don't have that authority. It is a violation of the Open Meetings Act, and when you read it, you need to comprehend it. But I'm going to say this on the 10-year anniversary. We still don't have clean water. That consent order.
Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what this lady said? Okay.
Will not be revealed to the public until it is agreed and voted upon. That is against the law. Still underneath this, the veil of secrecy, these council members that y'all see up here today are agreeing to keep a secret what caused this city 10 years ago for people to die, to lose their lives. We don't have service lines fixed. Cedar Street is not fixed, but they still up here worrying about padding their pockets. That is their concern, not the 10 years that you still can't.
Ain't no way after 10 years the situation is not taken care of and they're going to still be sitting there but in office.
Drink water from the tap. That's not the concern. And for those of you who don't know, I marched, I protested, I donated, and I handed out, and I packed cars with bottled water. I did the work. I didn't have anybody hand me anything. So as we talk about what these council chambers are, Councilwoman Liddell Lewis, you set the standard by calling me a bitch. You allowed, number one, to have an 80-year-old queen, someone who is, we need to be proud of that I am, to be called a bitch by Paul Herring.
What?
That's despicable.
Hold on, wait a second. Hold on. Can we, is he, her hand is going backwards. Is she talking about somebody else? I know that woman standing right there is not 80 years old. But, wait,
behavior is despicable. You have set the tone for this city. And you are a complete and utter failure as the Flint City Council president. And shame on you. Shame on you. I'll see you in
Thank
prison.
you. Is there
Your next
anyone else who
jumpsuit will be
wishes to
orange.
speak to the public during public speaking?
You know who she talking to? You hear that lady voice? I'm not familiar with who she is. I mean, I will be, but I'm not at the moment. However, I do know she is what? Another black woman. Interesting. So I want y'all to tell me if y'all recognize anything, see things or hear things that seem similar to what's going on in Dalton. And like I told you, Dalton and Thornton is not uncommon, and it's actually more common than you think. Some, if not all, of the same things are probably going on in your community. You just don't know because you're not involved, right? Okay. So here's an article, and it says that a lawsuit claims that Flint City Council mute 6th Ward voters after Tonya Burns is suspended. So a lawsuit was filed, talking about they were trying to mute the voters, and she was suspended from her seat for 30 days on March the 25th. Now, Councilman Mays, I hope y'all know who he is and remember him. He just passed away last month, which, I'm not gonna lie, I guess I ain't trying to get nothing started, but I mean, a month before the 10-year anniversary. People have ignored Flint and walked away from Flint, in my opinion, and I intend to at least try to find out why. Why has everybody abandoned Flint and left them on their own to just go through all that they're going through? Because this in-house fighting, it doesn't seem like that's, going to solve the problem. It's been 10 years. And May's been making a lot of noise, and I'm, still kind of fresh on current things, so I can't really speak on much else. But after 10 years, it's going to ring back around, right? It's going to be talked about a little bit. And so far, I've seen news local to Detroit and in Detroit talk about it, but who do you know that's talking about Flint? I mean, this don't seem odd. I mean, because you got to admit, you yourself forgot about Flint. How can everybody forget about Flint? I mean, just think about that for a minute. So I'm pretty sure after 10 years, when the anniversary comes around, the one who, as far as I can tell, had the loudest mouth probably would have said a lot of things if given an interview or two, and that would have been more national. He would have been in the spotlight, because Flint would have been in the spotlight. They got a one chance right now for a hot 2 minutes, but it can't be like that. And then just slide back into the darkness. Everybody go about their way, and they still left to go through the things that they're going through. It's not right. And it could be anybody. And there's plenty of towns all over the country that have similar fights, as Flint, Dalton going on. And most of them, y'all not even involved. But you need to get involved. You need to go down there. You need to get involved. You need to see what's going on. You need to educate yourself. And you need to start standing up for yourself in your community. That's where it starts. You can put the kibosh on your conversations about Trump, Biden, or whatever you talking about. I don't know. Them two don't matter. President, all that other kind of stuff, that's the stuff they want you to keep talking about, focusing on. Because at the end of the day, the money be getting hustled locally. The people be getting hustled locally. Okay? They directly control you. And they the ones that help keep you sedated and stressed out and, disenfranchised. I don't think y'all really understand. And I don't think you understand just how much power your local representatives have over your very life. So when these are the people who are also in control of your water, have you checked your water? Have you even just looked up their testings on your water and what is considered, safe? And then you got to research that. I mean, that's how crooked it is. I guarantee you, I'm not saying allegedly, everybody involved, okay, except for, whomever is serving and, really, don't want to do no harm to nobody, blah, blah, blah. But I'm talking about every position. They all are out for self-profit and the agenda. That's how it works. Now, when you start to hear more about Flint, because I plan to lay it bare, and you see just how this worked, then you understand. And you be like, how can every step, be all in and corrupt and complacent and everything? Because this is what they do. This is what they do. I saw someone say about Tiffany and what's going on over there with the new updates and the lawyer, supposedly resigning. That, they are still having activities that are questionable and they should be trying to do an about face and clean up and all that kind of stuff. When you do what you do, you're going to do what you do. It's almost like telling somebody to stop smoking or stop doing drugs. It is a habit and it is your normal. So you're not going to just stop all of a sudden. First, you got to even feel like you want to stop. You think they feel like that? It wouldn't be so much fight. You see how these people fighting against them in Flint? Why aren't they listening to the residents? Because they got it too good. And then when you get in a position of power, you know what I'm saying? And that comes with you getting your hands on all kind of money. You just get to funnel money around and pass it around, and you get 50,000, and you get 20,000, you get 100,000. What? Who giving that up? You're going to have to lay somebody out. So, I don't know enough about Councilman Mays to know about his personal situation, his health and everything. I do know that, his more recent appearances, how can I say? Just after knowing he passed away, that I can see from watching earlier stuff that, he looks a bit more, now I'm not saying he looked bad, but it just seemed like he was even at surface level. It could have been, stress finally getting to him, because the more you fight and the more they have to protect and the more noise you make and the more people are paying attention to you, then, the harder they're going to have to come down on you. Okay, because they're going to get all up in Jedediah Brown too. And it's going to get, tighter and tighter as he reveals more and more. And as they get closer and closer to being taken down. And whoever else is trying to do it, it's not pretty. It's a dirty game. And you have to be going in with the understanding that, this is, one of the most dangerous things to do in the world. I could probably lose my life, but I mean, that's just the way it is. That's what it is, because this is your life. So they control your water, and you be surprised at what they doing with your water. But what they did to Flint's water, y'all, that's next level. That's next level. That is I can't even think of the word. That is mass. Probably something I can't even say on YouTube. So as soon as it came in my head, I just didn't even say it. But you know how that is. So, like I said, I don't know. But, they suspended him too. They suspended him, and it was, I'm not sure when it was. Because I didn't find out about who he was until, I want to say, a month or two before he passed away. And I said, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Just as soon as I started, watching his videos, I came across a compilation. And then looking more, I said, he in Flint? Okay. Then next thing you know, you hear he passed away a month before the 10-year anniversary? Interesting, but yeah. So, and then I looked it up and they say he was worth $100 million. Child, if y'all don't. Tanya Burns is attorney. He made a lot of investments and stuff like that. But that dude wasn't no joke, y'all. I mean, woo, that was a real one. That's like one. I mean, that's something that, when they say don't make them like that no more. Man, anywho. Tanya Burns' attorney tells Michigan Now that this is about the people of Flint. This is actually the second time just this year that the city council voted to suspend someone. Councilman Eric Mays was temporarily removed from his seat before his death. And they put him in jail. They had him in handcuffs, arrested him at the podium. They did a lot to this guy. And he came back every time. Every time. And then when you look him up and you look into, his net worth and, how he was good. he was really fighting. So Burns' attorney tells me now that people in the 6th Ward don't have a voice on council. So she was the only one. Albeit temporarily, it's still a removal. And this is something that the City Council of Flint has no authority to do, which is the, current problem amongst all the other problems. That basically it has to be the mayor or, it has to be a procedure, it has to be voted. They didn't do that. They weren't getting along. You saw in the video, she said the other woman called her B. Where did they do that at? But she's not removed. But they said her behavior was unbecoming, so, can't get her out of here. I mean, they escorted her out with the police. Said the City Council of Flint has no authority to do so, says attorney Terry Johnson, who represents Burns in his lawsuit. They can do discipline by centers of keeping them off subcommittees. But when you do these things, you disenfranchise other residents of Flint. So according to the Michigan Constitution, the governor has the power to remove a public office from office for gross neglect. Oh, I said mayor. Gross neglect of duty or corrupt conduct in office. So other than that, there has to be a recall position. What they tried to do with Tiffany. When a city council takes it upon themselves to do things that are against the law, yet they are a lawmaking body that creates problems, especially when you disenfranchise the people of the community, says Johnson. So Burns was suspended from her seat on the council on March 25th during the meeting. Now, Council President Ladell Lewis says the reason they voted to suspend Burns was because of her behavior in chambers. Our first priority as a city council member should be the efficient and effective completion of the city business in the service of the residents of Flint. Unfortunately, this is the second time our colleague has wasted taxpayers' dollars on frivolous lawsuits. How is it frivolous if you complete an action that you legally cannot complete? So, I do the same. If that's the procedure to, overturn it or punish them for it, yeah. So we're looking forward to justice being served and order being restored. And she get paid. I don't know how often. I don't know if it's monthly. I'm not sure how that works. But 30 days no work probably means 30 days no pay, correct? Probably so. All right, so I was trying to figure out why the Flint Courier put her in, because, March is Women's History Month, and they were talking about her lawsuit. And I'm like, for Women's History Month? But, they just did an overall on her, and I got to read it. And they said, you are the first Black woman to own an ADT company in Michigan and Illinois. Please tell us about that and what you think it means to the community and to the young girls who may be watching you. So Tonya Burns says, I am the first Black female to own an ADT dealership in the United States, based in Flint and Chicago, Illinois. Hey. So she says, I began working for the company, which was led by a Jewish man, and within 6 months, I was renting the location in Troy, Saginaw, and Flint. 6 months? Oh, girl. I quickly learned all the aspects of how to operate the dealership, including installation, marketing, staffing, which includes increasing sales and profits for the business. The owner of the company had become very comfortable with me running the business and came to me and asked if I wanted to purchase the company, and I said, yes. So they had a 30-day agreement to wrap up all sales and aspects of obtaining the dealership, for which I did. Within 30 days, I changed the name, I expanded into Illinois, and I moved my Troy office to Madison Heights. Wow. ADT had approximately 900 dealers. And my dealership was in the top 10 for sales and customer satisfaction. Hey, y'all better put that lady back on, because it looks like she's going to be a problem for you. Within 2 years, while covering the Chicago, Detroit, Flint, Grand Rapids, and various other cities in Illinois and Michigan, my company received numerous awards for sales and customer service while exceeding expectations by corporate company guidelines. The alarm industry is a white, male-dominated industry. And it was difficult getting into. Most of my competition felt I had no place in the industry. I mean, a white Jewish man literally came to you and asked you, did you want to buy his company? So I think you ain't got nothing to worry about. Yeah, well, then again, I know what it's like to work in a, dominated male industry and how they are. So with them having that thought that drove me to perfect my skills and increase my sales and understand who my customer was by using targeted marketing. I learned quickly that my target market was the middle income African American people. And that's ADT company corporate's main target market. All of my employees had to give back to the community. One example is Habitat for Humanity, where they were building homes in downtown Flint. I put in alarms in all the homes that were being built and paid the monitoring for free for 3 years. Ooh. And my technicians volunteered their time. I also installed a large majority of local Flint churches by giving free equipment. Being a woman and a mom of a daughter, I took my daughter to work with me every single day possible, and she learned the business as if it was her business with her name on it. I also employed young ladies for summer programs as well as mentored young ladies throughout the year. The young ladies learned many professional skills such as professionalism, presentation skills, customer service, filing and product knowledge, and I wanted to make sure that young girls and young women could see that if you put your mind to it, that your gender doesn't matter. It was my norm to work 7 days a week And I never cut my phone off to this day. Hey. So, let's go to a video. Comment section is on fire.
You can be removed from your seat is by recall or by the governor. And those are the two ways. So I do have an attorney. I have hired an attorney, and I'm moving forward.
Tonight, a member of Flint City Council finds herself temporarily removed from her seat. Councilwoman Tonya Burns says she was suspended.
Hey. Somebody said Dr. Liddell Lewis was violent, took bribes, and voted to give her own non-profit $50,000. Tiffany.
And escorted out of last night's meeting. She says the discipline is a form of retaliation. Our Tiffany Maddox joining us with details of why Councilwoman Burns says she was suspended. And Tiffany, what's the councilwoman's reasoning behind this retaliation?
Matt Burns says this form of discipline is due to her providing Flint City residents with documents in a place easily available for all to see. Burns says the behavior of the council needs
Don't worry. We're going to look at them.
to change. However, others I spoke with say the suspension should give her time to reflect.
Councilwoman Burns, an officer is coming to escort her out of her seat.
Is she on timeout?
This council, unfortunately, has been a difficult council. I've never seen a council like this.
6th Ward Flint City Council member Tonya Burns says Monday's 30-day suspension all stems from a social media post that poses allegations against certain council members.
So when you start exposing truth, they get mad. I listed the truth. It's on my social media page. And my residents, that's what they want, is the truth. That's what I ran on.
The truth, she says, are documents alleging certain city council members are engaging in practices that violate the city charter, like accepting bribes and misusing ARPA funds.
When they asked me what was happening with ARPA funds, I listed it on my social media page. And I talked about it. And not only did I talk about it, I listed the proof. No council member should be voting to approve their own resolution that they're affiliated with.
Flint City Council President.
It's not my organization. But when the organization came out, they was wearing the matching clothing with the logo on it, had a big old parade, marching, filming, posting, putting it on the community page of the official government page, right? Tiffany cares. There ain't no other organization doing it out here like our organization is doing it. But then when the pressure hits, it's not my organization. So he asked her, whose organization is it? I can't stop somebody. What the heck kind of answer is that? And then got your whole name on it. And you promoting it. Bragging on it, in fact. And then we found out it's not even properly registered. And you submitted your submission to be considered to get the money donated to you by your taxpayers. Like at the last minute. But your boy name on it, right? The one who's been indicted for all that frauding he been doing. Y'all, was Tiffany breaking in cars? Child. This person, somebody is blowing it up in the comment section. Dr. Liddell Lewis was violent. Okay, she took bribes. Okay, I read that. Flint City Council President Liddell Lewis. Is this Liddell? Might be. Is this the one she beefing with? So she called Councilwoman Tonya Burns the B word out loud during a council meeting. She should be suspended. All right. So then another lady says, or person, I don't know. Flint City Council President Liddell Lewis and Council Vice President Candace Machot. What kind of name? And Councilman Quincy Murphy have all stolen money from the city of Flint. No shit, Sherlock. The FBI needs to investigate them. And they need to be sent to prison for their crime. I just can't believe that these white folks out here letting all these Negroes get all this money. I mean, if it was a predominantly white town, that wouldn't happen, but they wouldn't be in office either, so there's that.
Adele Lewis was traveling but referred ABC 12 to Vice President Candace Mushat. Mushat voted in favor of Burns' suspension. She says there's no retaliation. It's Burns' behavior inside the chambers that got her suspended.
It's just the constant, right? This isn't the first time she was given a censure before, and a censure essentially serves as a warning that, the behavior or conduct that's happening is disruptive to the council process, and it's unbecoming for what we represent. After giving her a censure, the behavior continued.
The only way you can be removed from your seat is by recall or by the governor. So I do have an attorney. I have hired an attorney, and I'm moving forward.
She will be welcomed with open arms, that we are more than willing to continue the work that we're doing. She is an elected official. And so we will do our best to work in cohesive fashion with her.
Well, y'all can't suspend her for 30 days. You cannot put her away for 30 days out of her seat in the fashion that you have done so. Okay? You cannot do it. Even when they tried to do it in a legal fashion with Tiffany, it didn't work. So y'all had the police escort this woman out. Now, yeah, she should be sued for damages. All right, so we going to do the Facebook.
Mushat and Burns both say that the council's main job is to care for and represent the residents of the city of Flint. Mushat says council should correct council on conduct, and this suspension is a way of holding each other accountable. For ABC 12, I'm Tiffany Maddox.
Well, vice versa. Okay.